Hello Eve. In this video I'm going to show how I run a C4 Frontier Barracks in a solo Tengu. And this is a Magnetar system, so I have a buff to my weapons damage. So I'm going to warp into the Frontier Barracks at 0. I've got Scourge Javelin loaded in my heavy assault missile launcher, which is about a 56 kilometer range, 1050 DPS, and I've got my tracking computer on with range tracking script loaded and active, which gives me that full 56 kilometers. So as I warp into the starting point here, I'm 90 kilometers off the two battleships. So I'm going to approach on a bit of an angle, so I have some transversal, and then I will orbit one of the battleships. The Preserver, Sleepless Preserver, is the trigger, so I'll orbit him and I'll shoot the Upholder. The reason I have javelins loaded is because I'm, again, 90 kilometers off. So I don't have any range bonuses or targeting bonuses in a Magnetar system, so I have to get within 55 kilometers before I can start shooting and applying damage. So ideally I would have a bookmark near the sleepers so that I could warp right on top of them. It would save an extra few seconds as I'm approaching them. Alright, I'm within range of the Upholder. I've got him locked and I'm beginning to fire. You'll see how fast these battleships go down even with javelins loaded in a Magnetar. I think I got a 72% buff to my damage. So 1050 damage DPS with Scourge Javelin in my Tengu. When you get on top of these guys, you could switch to Rage, and that would bring your DPS up to about 1800. Would get rid of them that much faster, but then you'd need to switch back to Javelin for the second wave, because you'll be pretty far off them as you when they spawn in as well, with the need to approach. So this site is going to take about 14 minutes, and its value is 86,700,000 with one Tengu in a Magnetar. It'll take a bit longer in a vanilla hole, but Magnetar is very nice for the extra damage. Normally I would do these with 2 Tengus, which cuts that time down even more. So now you see I'm setting my approach to the second spawn in. It's about 100 kilometers down from where we are, but halfway between the warp in point and the structures on the site. So I want to get down there as fast as I can. This second wave is particularly hard with the DPS. Again, you want to have some transversal on them, so you don't want to approach directly. A lot of times I have to overheat my my shield repper and hardener as I'm approaching these guys. So again, I've got Javelin loaded. I'm going to take out the cruisers first, the Awakened Preservers. And by the time they're done, I will be in position to orbit the battleship, and that's when I will switch to my Rage to take them out. So this wave is 2 Awakened Preservers, Cruisers, and 3 Sleepless Upholders, Battleships. The Upholders will newt you for 30 gigajoules a second, I believe. But the newts aren't a problem for this Tengu fit. Yeah, I've got my Rage in now. I have 31 kilometer range with the Rage and the tracking script, or the range tracking script in. Once these battleships go down, I'm going to have to switch back to Javelin again, because the final wave is going to be 3 frigates, 4 Awakened Preservers, Cruisers, and 2 battleships, and they're going to be over 100 kilometers away for their spawn-in point from where we are right now. So as I get to the last battleship on this one, I will start heading towards them the same way I did with the first one. And these battleships are the trigger for the next wave. It's nice to have some distance to start with for the last wave, because they have quite a bit of remote rep. So if you were right on top of them when they spawned in and started shooting the frigates, they would rep them pretty hard. And those frigates will scram, web, and newt you. So you want to get rid of those scrams as fast as possible. And having them come towards you as you're approaching gives you a little extra time to get rid of them before the cruisers get in range to rep them up. So I've got my Javelin in. I've got to wait till these guys get within 55 kilometers, but they approach pretty quickly. You see I'm well over 130 kilometers from the battleships. Okay, here we go with the frigates. They're in range. And they'll go pretty quick with Javelin. You do lose some of your precision with the missiles in the Magnetar, but the damage buff is so good that it doesn't make much difference. And there we go, frigates are gone. Lock up the cruisers, they're now within range. Again, range with the tracking script is 56 kilometers. Targeting range is 55 kilometers. You can see a bit of that remote rep going on because the battleships and the cruisers are all remote rep. But 1050 DPS is able to break it. I've done these sites before in a Rattlesnake, which only had about 800 DPS with cruise missiles and a Gecko, and I could not break the reps on this last wave. Okay, 2 cruisers down. We're 11 minutes in, and this site is cleared in 14 minutes. So we've got about 3 minutes left before we've got full clear. Once I get rid of these cruisers, I'll be close enough to the battleships, and I will switch to Rage and take them out. So again, I'm orbiting one of them at about 20 kilometers. The other one's moving off me, so I'll take out the one I'm orbiting first. And as I get close to finishing him, I will start to move toward the final battleship. Yeah, I've got my Rage loaded. I start shooting the wrong battleship here at first. I think I take a couple of volleys on him, but he's already too far away. And I realize and switch back to the one I'm orbiting. So these go down so fast I can pretty quickly start to move over to the final ship here. I don't necessarily want to get in a full orbit to the other side because that'll bring the last ship a lot farther away from me. Yeah, actually I'm already on my way to the final ship now. And there we go. This is Frontier Barracks. About 14 minutes solo in a Magnetar. And you can do it in probably 10 minutes in a vanilla hole with two Tengus. And 86,700,000. Thanks for watching.